Welcome to Necessary Conversations. I got my guy, Sidiki Kone. How you doing, baby?
I'm good, bro. Can't complain.
Yeah?
That's a fact.
Hey, man, we just finished spring ball, bro. How you feel?
I mean, spring ball was cool. It was better than last year, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It was a change. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something that we was used to,
yeah.
but we overcame it. You know what I'm saying? We did what we had to do. We put some blocks, and we just trying to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, bro. I always wanted to ask you this, right?
Yeah.
You're a Muslim brother of faith.
That's a fact.
The rookie fall camp, you know what I mean? Not the rookie fall camp, but your rookie fall camp, right?
Yeah.
Freshman fall camp.
Yeah.
We got something called a freshman talent show, right?
That's a fact.
And you got up there and you sung a song in Arabic.
Yeah.
Did you know, like, yo, this is what I'm going to do when I go up there? Or did it just kind of, like, happen? Was you nervous? Like, talk about that.
I mean, I came up there. Let me bring it back to even when I first came.
Yeah,
My process before coming to college was like, I'm going to work it to college, I got to light it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to do well religiously, socially, academically,
yeah,
and football-wise. So everything was tied into, trying to be a better person
yeah,
and trying to, teach others and trying to, bring that light on campus.
yeah,
And so when they had the rookie show, I saw a lot of people doing different things, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna be different, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do what I could do best. And so I was deciding, like, I'm just gonna recite some verses from the Quran.
yeah,
And I went up there and I think I just finished memorizing that chapter.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna recite these verses, and then that was that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when did you figure out, like, this is what I'm going to do? Like, was it right before you got on stage?
Probably a few days before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You remember what verses it was, what you were saying?
Yeah, definitely.
What was it?
You want me to recite it right now, or you want me to just tell you
just
about
tell you
it?
what it's about, yeah.
What it's about? All right, so I believe it's chapter 79.
Mm-hmm.
It's called when they pull out. It's called Suratul Nazia.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks about multiple factors. It speaks about religiously what we believe is the Day of Judgment. It speaks about that. It also speaks about how Almighty created, the skies.
Yeah.
It also speaks about Prophet Moses and his story. Anybody who knows about, like, the Abrahamic religion or traditions, they know about Moses and how he dealt with Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And it was speaking about that. That sort covers many different topics, so I just wanted to recite that.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Why is it that specific verse touches you? Like, you wanted to remember that. Do you remember many verses in the Quran?
It's 604 pages.
Yeah.
I'm currently on, like, 50.
Yeah.
So, like, it was fresh in my head. So I didn't want to go up there and recite something, like, that I didn't, like, just recently review. I didn't want to go up there and mess up, so I just did something which I just recently remembered. So, yeah.
Like, what about that, like, touches with you, like, resonates with you about that chapter that you memorized?
I would say when Almighty speaks about, Pharaoh and him being arrogant and ignorant, it just teaches us that, we have to, like, strive to move away from arrogance and ignorance, and then we have to, like, enlighten ourselves, we can enlighten ourselves with knowledge, with good character, with relationships, and just basically trying to strive to, to better ourselves and better the people around us, because Pharaoh, unfortunately, he not only bring himself down, but he also try to bring others down with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, like, something to know about Abrahamic tradition and Christianity, you speak about it as well, about how Pharaoh was, destroying the children of Israel.
Yeah.
So he was, like, not only did he just bring, like, evil upon himself, he bring evil upon others, and it stems off ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance. So you want to strive to remove yourself away from ignorance and arrogance. Those two qualities are something that we try to stay away from. So that was.
Yeah. So, man, listen, bro. Like, I grew up Christian.
Yeah.
Right. I'm always very what's the word? Interested in the Muslim faith, because y'all have to have so much discipline to, you know what I mean? The fasting that you just finished off not too long ago, the having to pray 5 times a day, the things of that nature. Like, y'all have to exhibit a lot of discipline, right? So you're only 20 years of age, right? 21?
21.
21 years of age. Was it always like this for you to have this discipline to be able to pray to 5 times a day, to be able to fast, to be able to, like, was that always your path?
I mean, I grew up in a Muslim household. You know, my parents, they're from Guinea, so they grew up Muslim. I had generations of family members that's Muslim. But, you know, growing up, it wasn't always how you see me right now. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, like, find out the reason why I'm doing this, you know, because growing up, you know, my parents would say, you know, pray, and, you know, and during Ramadan you gotta fast, so on and so forth. But it really took a lot for me to, like, you know, decide I want to do it for myself. And it actually happened recently. I would say, like, about 2020, during the COVID stage. I feel like a lot of people, they underwent, like, self change, and they underwent many metamorphoses, and so that's what I underwent. And I just decided, like, I want to do this for my own self. You know what I'm saying? I want to practice faith for my own self, and I want to gain knowledge on it. You know, because I grew up Muslim, but, you know, I felt like, you know, sometimes you feel like you kind of know everything already. Yeah. And I picked up a book. You know what I'm saying? Just picked up multiple books, started reading on my religion. I realized how much I really don't know. Yeah. You know, it's like, and, like, some of the smartest people in the world, like, they'll realize that they really don't know a lot. Yeah. And some of the, like, most ignorant people, they think they know everything. Yeah. Like, when you pick up a book, it makes you realize, like, there's a lot I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot that I like to learn. So it increased me in humility, and increased me in consciousness of my Lord. It allowed me to, you know, better myself, and to change my, like, surroundings as well. Because, like, I grew up in the inner city, so you already know, like, it's a lot of, like, distractions, stuff like that. So I had to change, like, who I was hanging out with on a regular, and it allowed me to, like, grow as a person. And then when I came to college, it was like this is a test. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta stay firm, even though it's many, like, distractions and temptations that I probably underwent similar to in high school and prior to that. So when I came to college, it was like, I gotta stay focused. You know what I'm saying? My father is speaking to me. He's saying, like, you know, like, you came, like, a long way. So right now you gotta make sure you continue to strive. You continue to stay on the right path. So
COVID 2020 season or 2020 year was a year, like, you transformed into really taking the Muslim faith seriously. Yeah. What was the books that you mentioned? Books that you read that really opened your mind to it. What were some of the books that you read?
I mean, I believe I read the Quran, like front and back. Like, I grew up, I never really read it. You know what I'm saying? They would send us to Saturday in Sunday school. We would learn how to recite in Arabic, but, like, we never really knew what we was reciting. So I actually, you know, try to read it. I read it front and back. I read some of the Prophet, peace and blessings, Muhammad, his life story. He lived over 1,400 years ago. We believe that he's the last and final messenger. We believe in all the other messengers and prophets, such as, you know, Adam, Abraham, Moses, Jesus. We just believe he's the last and final. So I read his biography, and I read that. I read, like, I watched many videos. I would say I watched many videos, and I was just trying to open up my mind. I don't know too many books off the top of my head. I got some back in my room, but I was just, like, reviewing, like, videos, watching videos, you know, reading, speak to my father, speaking to, like, other people that have knowledge, and just, like, trying to, like, enlighten myself.
What was the biggest thing, right? Because you talk about, like, when we read a book or we get some information, we realize we don't know that much at all. So what were some of the biggest, like, things, or the biggest thing that you learned with your transformation, with reading the books, watching the videos? Like, what's the biggest thing you think you learned?
I mean, I really learned how to carry myself.
Yeah.
So, like, a good friend, like, a friend of mine, he told me, like, even though if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Yeah. So, like, when you have that knowledge, it's your foundation. Yeah. You know, like you have something to stand for. You have principles. You have morals. You know what I'm saying? You have ethics that you like to follow. So when you have all these aspects within your life, it allows you to, like, be the man or be the woman or be the person that you like to be. Yeah. So I'll say, in order, it taught me, like, how to really, like, live my life.
Now, like I said, man, the Muslim faith very interests me very much. Yeah. Now, it's a lot that I be wondering, bro, like, with it, right? So we was talking before camera, and I asked you how many times you had to pray a day, and you said 5. Yeah. Like I told you before, I didn't know that. I had a barber back at home in New Jersey. He would be cutting me and my brother's hair, right? Yeah. And midway, random time he'll just stop and he'll go in the bathroom and pray. And he'll just take a long time. I didn't really know he was praying. I'm like, he Muslim, okay, he must be praying. But I'm like, dang, why now? Like, you know what I mean? But there's certain times you have to pray.
Yeah.
Like, how is that structured? Is that in the Quran or what is that?
So the prayers are structured inside the Quran, and also it's something we call the Hadith, which is like the sayings of the Prophet, peace and blessings on him.
Yeah.
So like the Quran is like the verses that Allah has revealed to our messenger, and then the messenger, like his hadiths, his sayings are things which he said and things which his companions have like recorded
Yeah.
and stated that he said. And it's like the Quran is like rice, and like the hadith is like the sauce or the soup, and then you put it together, you get a meal.
Yeah.
So you got to put two and two together. So it speaks about it in both places, and you just have to pray 5 times a day, and we have it structured at a certain time. And I like to give the example: if a person, he's like next to a river and he takes a shower 5 times a day, is he gonna be dirty? Nah. Exactly. So like if you praying, it washes away your sins. So
and pray. What is the specific times that you have to pray?
It varies from place or time of the year. Right now, the prayer time for the first prayer, which is called Fajr, it's about 4:30.
In the morning?
Yeah. Anyway, you can pray anyway from 4:30 to sunrise.
Okay.
And then the second prayer is when the sun reaches its zenith, it reaches its peak around about 12:50.
Yeah. Third
prayer is like afternoonish. I would say about around 5 o'clock, and then the sunset prayer is around 7:40, which I just completed before I came here.
Yeah.
And the night prayer is around 9, about 9:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now with that, you praying for like things that's going on in your life.
Yeah.
And then like it's just so you could. In one day, you praying them 5 times. If something's going on in your life, like, you know what I mean, say, for example, a sickness that you really want to, you could be praying for that the whole 5 times.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. You know, I could definitely ask, you know, for things which I feel like would benefit me.
Yeah.
And we believe, like, Almighty, He's, like, all generous. You know, He likes when we ask Him for things.
Yeah.
You know, like, unlike people, human beings, you know, you ask a person, you might be generous the first 2 times. Like, if I ask you, like, bro, you got like $5, you might be like, I got you, my guy. And tomorrow I'll be like, bro, you got another $5. You might give it to me. You're gonna be like, yo, so Sidiki keeps asking.
Yeah.
Third day, you're gonna be like, yo, Sidiki, man, I ain't your father, man. I can't give you $5 every day. So, unlike Almighty Allah, we believe that He likes when we ask Him for things.
Yeah.
You know, because He has all that we wish for. He's all rich, so we pray to Him, and when we pray, it gives us contentment in our hearts because we know that we tried everything.
Yeah.
So when we pray, it just allows us to feel that contentment and that tranquility within our lives.
Now, explain the fasting process. Like I said, you just completed it. All the Muslims just completed it.
Yeah.
Shout out y'all, man, for real, because especially you, a couple more people on the football team, y'all doing it, fasting, not really eating, and then practicing class. Like, that could take a toll on the human.
Yeah.
What's the fasting process like? Like, what does it include? Like, what can you do? Because some people got it misconstrued.
Some
people got it misconstrued. Like, some of the people on Instagram be like, oh, no, you can do this, you can do that. Like, for you, right, just for you, right? Because you can't speak for everybody, so whatever. But for you, what is it that you can and can't do in the fast process?
I mean, I try to follow the way that the Prophet, peace and blessings on him, he fasted. That's what we try to do as Muslims. We try to always refer back to things which are authenticated.
Yeah.
And basically, you wake up in the morning. I mean, you eat before the first prayer. You make sure you eat before the first prayer. You get your meal in. Make sure you got energy for the fast throughout the day. Make sure you know what I'm saying, you eat, you hydrate, and there's blessings in that meal.
Yeah.
And then you start your fast after you pray. And then you just you try to stay away from foul language. You know, try to stay away from vain conversation. You try to stay away from, arguing, fighting. You try to stay away from, obviously, food and drink.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you can't drink water at all?
Nah, you can't drink water. You can't drink water. You can't eat food. You abstain from, like, sexual relations with your spouse. And you do all these things. You make sure you pray your 5 daily prayers. And then you do this throughout the whole entire day. And then once the sunset hits, depending on the time of the year, depending on the country, wherever you're at on the planet, because, different places have sunset at different times.
Yeah.
So you wait till the sunset, pray, and then once it hits sunset, you eat, and then you eat until until it's time to pray the first prayer again.
Yeah.
Until the cycle repeats itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you can't have sexual relationships with your girl or nothing.
Nah, you can't do that.
Yeah, hey, man, I respect it, bro. Hey, look, all right. I want to talk about you coming to AIC, right?
Yeah.
Because when you first came here, you were safety.
Yeah.
How was the conversation? Because you played running back in high school. You played both
Yeah,
safety and
yeah,
running back in high
yeah.
school. You was recruited here as a safety?
Yeah, I came as a safety.
What was the conversation like for you to switch to running back?
So basically, I think Coach Mo and Coach Deniak, I think they was interested in me. Like, I think the conversation just came up like, should Sidiki play running back, something like that. And then they just asked me to send my film.
Yeah.
So like I had like my high school tape. It was kind of mixed, but they just said just send the offensive part. So I made the offensive film. I just took the clips out, the offensive clips, and I just put it in the tape.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to Coach Deniak. He told me to send it to Coach Deniak. I sent it. Then the day before spring ball with Coach Koza, because this all happened probably like a few days before spring ball.
Mm.
And this day before spring ball, I had a meeting with Coach K. And then Coach K was just like, he was speaking about it. He said, this is what we're looking for right now, We need somebody at the RB position, like dominant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We saw your film, what I'm saying? We'd like for you to move to running back. He said, how you feel about it? I was saying, I'll do it to help the team, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I can help us win, what I'm saying? And it can allow us, get closer to winning a championship. Then I'll move. And he said, all right, so you're going to running back.
And it was cool with it.
I was smooth with it. It was cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the biggest adjustment for you going to running back?
Running back
A couple days for the spring, whole off season, you training, you're doing safety work, you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the biggest how was you able to just so fast?
Running back is too natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing running back since I was like 9.
Yeah.
I'm playing running back and linebacker, and then running back, linebacker, DB.
Yeah.
So I've been playing those positions for like a long time. So it was nothing, it wasn't nothing crazy. I think in high school, my freshman year, I was predominantly running back.
Yeah.
My sophomore year, I was predominantly running back. I got a few reps on defense. My junior year, that's when I transitioned fully to nickel. I played nickel Sam, so like I was playing DB. I was a linebacker. Senior year, I went over the top. I was playing strong safety, so running back was already in my arsenal. So they told me to play. I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hard learning the plays? Like I said, whole spring ball, you learning the defense stuff.
Exactly.
And now they want you to go in the running back room and you got to kind of catch up. Everybody else already ahead of you. How was that process for you?
I mean, it was an adjustment because, I was used to playing high school football at
Yeah.
running back, what I'm saying? So I had more to take inside.
Yeah.
You had more plays and stuff like that. You have to learn more. You have to learn a whole different side of the ball.
Yeah.
But like what I would say, the good thing about offense is like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what plays exactly you're gonna run. Defense is also thinking on the spot and adjusting. So you have to worry about motions on defense.
Yeah.
You have to worry if they run this, they come out like this, they come out in this formation. So
Yeah.
it's more adjustment and thinking on the spot. Whereas offense is like more so just studying what you have to do.
Yeah.
And we're gonna run what we do, and you have to stop it. So I would say like once you get the hang of it, it's easier.
Yeah.
So I would say the biggest adjustment was like learning the plays. But besides that, it was relatively easy.
Would you say you're more comfortable at running back?
Right now I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Right now I'm extra comfortable. I'm really comfortable. I say defense, I'm good at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable there, but just like defense in general is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what the offense is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got your back turned.
Yeah.
And you got somebody running full speed at you.
Yeah.
So it's you already in a bind. You're already in a comfortable position. So I would have to say offense I'm more comfortable just because of that aspect. But defense, I like, you know what I'm saying? I love playing defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love playing defense. And I did play, I played special teams. They had me on kickoff and punt. So, I was still able to get some tackles, stuff like that. And on punt return. I don't know if they're going to have me on too many specials this year, but last year it was fun. So I would definitely say offense I felt more comfortable.
Hey, man. I remember, in the game, You go in that safety sometimes and you come lay that. You come lay that boom.
Oh yeah.
You'll go hit somebody.
Yeah.
Where does that aggression for the game come from?
It just came from from a youngin. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
playing football, and just like I would say bring it back to my father. Like he would take me to daycare, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I used to run. He used to tell me this. I used to run all the way to the end of the block, and then I would just stop right before I get to the street. So I would do that every time, every block.
Yeah.
And he would say that daycare teachers and stuff like that were like, "Oh, Dad, you have to get your son in sports, this and that, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And I remember I was in Harlem one time. I was living in Harlem at the time, and I remember we was in the projects, and then I see a bunch of kids playing football. I ain't know exactly what's going on. I just see them running around, this and that, blah blah, just running around. I'm like, what's that about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I remember when I went back to the Bronx, this lady, she had a football with her sons, and then she threw it first time I caught a football.
Yeah.
I think I was around probably 8, and I was just I liked it. And then that's when we had the Bronx Steelers Youth Football Organization. When I was around, I think 4th grade, and then we all the kids in the neighborhood, we all joined the team. And then once I got the pads on, I was just hitting. And ever since then, you know what I'm saying, just been playing football.
Yeah.
I like hitting. I like running the football. I just love the game.
Yeah, man. Now I don't know if you watch any other episodes in this here conversations, but I had a lot of people from New York up here.
That's a fact.
And I always like to ask people,
Totally.
say, yo, what's the dirtiest borough in New York?
Boy, stop.
I'm not gonna lie, Sidiki. I don't know, cause I've only been to the Times Squares of the world, the
All right.
Manhattans of the world.
All right.
Everybody say that Bronx is the dirtiest borough.
So we about to settle this because we got a lot of haters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I bet you there's a bunch of Brooklyn has Jedi. Who else? Was it Josiah on here?
I'm not.
Was
No,
it Kemar? We're
I'm
not gonna name names.
I'm not gonna name nobody.
Because it's only Brooklyn has here that go to AIC
Couple
on the
Brooklyn.
football team. You know what I'm saying?
Couple
So
Brooklyn.
they be hating on the Bronx because the Bronx is the best borough out here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Manhattan is cool and all, but it's it's real gentrified. The Bronx is it's authentic. You feel what I'm saying? It's as authentic as it's gonna get. You feel what I'm saying? So people hate on the Bronx be popping right now. You know what I'm saying? They just hate the swag. You know what I'm saying? They just hate how it's vibey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They how we popping.
Yeah.
They how we move. But you know what I'm saying? The Bronx getting mad love. Brooklyn, it's alright. I'm not gonna downplay Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be a hater. They probably trying to downplay the Bronx even though they know it's fire.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna downplay Brooklyn. It's cool. It got some spots which is cool and all. But the Bronx is better though.
Yeah, the Bronx is better.
Yeah.
So you don't agree that the Bronx is the dirtiest borough in New York?
Alright. I mean the reason I'll probably you know what I'm saying, Brooklyn it got its really dirty parts and it got its nice parts, you know what I'm saying, because it's gentrified now.
Yeah.
So they got some parts which is gentrified. So that's the only reason why they probably saying the Bronx, you know what I'm saying, is dirty.
Yeah.
You got Manhattan. Manhattan is cool, but it's a bunch of buildings.
Yeah.
Skyscrapers and stuff like that, so it's nice. But the parts in Brooklyn, which is dirty, it doesn't compare to the Bronx.
It supersedes the parts.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
super dirty. You feel what I'm saying? So that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Sidiki, I want to know, honest to God, is it biasness here? Standing up for your city? Or is this real?
This is authentic right here.
Yeah.
It's authentic.
Okay, all right. Now look. How was it growing up in the Bronx, man? Because you talk about, New York.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, most people think of New York, they think of New York City off rip. I mean, of course, you got your Brooklyn. Most people think of New York, they think of New York City off rip. How is it growing up in Brooklyn? Bronx. Had somebody come on, when I talked about New York City, they say people from New York don't even consider New York City a vacation spot. Right? They wouldn't consider New York, the city, to be that, that fancy as most people think. But how was it growing up in the Bronx for you?
I mean, you really realize how amazing New York City is when you leave.
Yeah.
So you leave and you come back and you realize there are not a lot of places like New York,
Yeah.
if any places at all. So I say growing up, it's something. You know what I'm saying? It's a new experience every day.
Yeah.
You understand? It's much more going on than over here. I mean, it's like you living in a movie or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You wake up. I'm talking about when I was young. You wake up in the morning. You outside all day. You know what I'm saying? You go to the park. You see the guys. You probably shoot around.
Yeah.
Shoot around with the basketball. I live on 180 in Wash, right there by Bathgate.
Mm.
So we sometimes go to Bathgate Park or we go to Wash Park. And Wash Park had the basketball court. Bathgate was right across the street from me.
Mm.
We had like a track, so we would be throwing the football up there, and it was just like straight vibes. Sometimes as you get older, like the activities change. So like you're not doing the same thing as doing when you're a little kid. You know what I'm saying? So I say like it was always something to do. You didn't really go outside and you didn't expect like it was nothing completely to do. You never expected that. You always expected something to do. People to link up with because it's like a bunch of kids in the neighborhood. Kids you don't grow up with now. Kids I grew up with like now like 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just nothing but vibes.
I want to talk to me about the chopped cheese, Sidiki.
The chopped cheese?
Yeah.
The chopped cheese is hidden.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What you get on yours?
Chopped cheese. I be putting lettuce, tomatoes, peppers. I be putting like ketchup, mayo. Sometimes I might put barbecue sauce.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Get the turkey bacon on there?
Turkey bacon, that's a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? Your sandwich might overflow.
Yeah.
So I just leave it at that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got the best ock?
Yeah. We definitely do. But I recently moved, so I'm not on 180 no more. But yeah, it was smooth. We actually go to the Spanish spot, honestly. We had the ox. They was cooking sandwiches, but they wasn't finessing, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So we went to the Spanish spot up the block. So yeah.
So you gotta find a new ock.
Yeah, I mean I live in the South Bronx, so
Yeah.
they got a bunch of places making chopped cheeses.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, it be hidden, but it's not like uptown or like 180.
Yeah. How you lived in Harlem for a minute? How long you lived in Harlem for?
I mean, I was living in Harlem when I was a little kid, like 7, 8, for like probably 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I actually moved back, and I moved to Harlem when I was like my senior year. I was there for like a year.
How you like Harlem? Harlem, know about Harlem from the Harlem Renaissance. I learned in history class. Harlem Nights, the movie, just the vibe of Harlem. It's like an old vibe, if you will. How's it living in Harlem? What's that vibe?
No, Harlem is definitely cool. It's a cool neighborhood. It's within Manhattan. It has a lot of creativity. It has a lot to do with the arts, music and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, Harlem it's a nice place, a nice neighborhood. I got some friends over there. It's a different experience than the Bronx, cause it's you're within Manhattan.
Yeah.
And Harlem is starting to become more gentrified.
Yeah.
But it's it's diverse though. It's real diverse. So you have like Hispanics, you have black people, you have white people. Bronx and inside the Bronx is predominantly like minorities. You have like black people. You know what I'm saying? You have African Americans. You have Hispanic people like Dominicans and Puerto Rican people.
Yeah.
You also have you have people like from the Caribbean. You have different people from different places. So I'll say Harlem is real diverse, but the Bronx is predominantly like minorities.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Man, I want to talk about when did you first get into football, and what made you pick up a football? You mentioned your daycare teachers telling your father go out there and catch the ball for the first time, but what makes you like get into it for real?
I mean, like I said before, it just intrigued me.
Yeah.
And like now that I think about it, kind of feel all the aspects that I wish it did. You know what I'm saying? Like it had to do with running, catching. It was physical, because growing up I did. Like I'm saying, sometimes we'd be fighting a lot, stuff like that. So like you could channel energy, and you know what I'm saying, football. It was pretty nice. And then you gotta also deal with like teamwork. So you're working with a team, teaches you social skills, and I say like football just really intrigued me. So I started playing when I was 9, and it was just like I just I didn't look back. And then I was playing youth football for a few years, and then I got to my last year of youth football. I went to a different team called the Bronx Ducks. It was a newly created team, and many players from my old team went to that team. And then that's when I was getting ready to go into high school. Went to Cardinal Hayes. Cardinal Hayes at the time was like one of the best schools in football. Right now, you know what I'm saying, we still uphold that title, but for the past 2 seasons we haven't been playing exceptionally well. But I think they had just came off winning the championship. We fought one inside there. Or they played in the championship game. Unfortunately, they lost. I was at the game they played at Fordham University. And like know what I'm saying, Cardinal Hayes was the talk of the city, so I was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get inside that school. And the freshman head coach, he was also his nephew, his grandson played on the Bronx Ducks, and then we had the D-line coach, which was the freshman head coach's son.
Yeah.
He was also coming to our practice and stuff like that, so they wanted me to go to Cardinal Hayes, and then, you know what I'm saying, I had it, you know, I did the paperwork, did the process and stuff like that, and I was in there.
What makes you not go to, like, you know, the public schools? Is Cardinal Hayes a private school?
Yeah, it's a private Catholic
What makes
school.
you go to not, like, the public schools and things of that nature in the Bronx or Harlem? Like, what makes you, like, you mentioned, you know, there was a talk of the city, but go hometown, man.
Yeah.
Go to hometown school with the people you grew up with, you know what I mean, the public schools.
Yeah.
What makes you not go that route?
I mean, so, like, Cardinal Hayes is inside the Bronx, so it wasn't like I was really, it's not like I went anywhere, you know what I'm saying, but it's just like, I've already been from New York City, like, it's, you know, it's difficult to get recruited.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, New York City is not really, it's not too known for football. Like, now we're trying to make a name for ourselves. You know, New York City has ballers now. You know what I'm saying? We have a hashtag saying that, you know, it's a workout group. And it's just like, it's difficult. It was difficult and still is, you know, at times getting recruited, being a New York City football player, because New York City is predominantly known for basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
So, like, I just wanted to, like, make sure I exercise my opportunities and try to get to the best, like, place possible, and, you know what I'm saying, like, use all my resources and try to, like, make it no doubt for me to get recruited. So I decided to go to Cardinal Hayes, and, you know, I had a few people, you know, they went to Hayes in my neighborhood. Not too many. A lot of people, they went to different schools, such as, like, Kennedy, and I felt like had I went to, like, same schools on my guys, I probably would have steered off the right track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, you still have your friends and stuff like that, but you know that if you with your friends for too long, you know, you guys, you know what I'm saying, you guys gonna mess around and stuff like that. You're not gonna be locked in.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have coincided with my goals. So I just had to, like, take a different route, and I was blessed with that.
How was it? Like, did you take a freshman for a day at Cardinal, or did you just go?
Yeah, I went there, I think 2 times.
Yeah.
Actually, a few times, probably 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there a few times.
What made you go so many times?
I think I went 2 times just, like, to, like, visit. And I went other times as well. Like, once I got accepted into school, I was going sometimes to, like, look at the practices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was, like, a lot of kids that would happen to them, like, that play youth football inside New York City. Like, once they got accepted to Cardinal Hayes, or like, they was on the verge of going to Cardinal Hayes, they probably went to, like, the football camps, because they have football camps, like, for the youth.
Yeah.
So I was in there, and I just saw it. It just seemed like something in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, it was structured. It was disciplined. It was playing good football. It was somewhere that I wanted to go.
How is it playing for them, man? Because you got so many. You got the E-Halls, the Iona Preps, the Curtises, just to name a few, the Lincolns, I believe it is. What makes you, like, how is it, like, really playing for Cardinal Hayes? I mean, you mentioned that they was, right before you came, it was coming out of a championship game that they unfortunately lost. You have a ring. But how is it playing for them, man? Like, y'all got so many powerhouses in New York.
I mean, we play inside the we played inside the CHSAA, the Catholic High School. See, I'm tweaking. We played inside the Catholic High School Football League.
Yeah.
CHSFL, my bad.
Yeah.
And we played against Stepanek. We played against Iona.
Stepanek, yeah, that's another one.
We played against St. Anthony's. For anybody that lives in Long Island, you know about St. Anthony's. They were a powerhouse before I came into high school.
Yeah.
It got to a point. My coach, he told me one time he had a conversation with their head coach, just asking him, like, why don't they just go like national, like playing the IMGs and stuff like that. And they just said they just wanted to stay and just dominate.
Yeah.
But right now I think they just won the championship last year too.
Yeah.
So we were playing against top competition, and that's just like you're just playing top football, top brand football, and it's different, you know, cause like even though like people in the city would look at Cardinal Hayes like, oh yeah, we the private school, you know what I'm saying, like dudes getting money in there, and it's like good football, you know what I'm saying, got good equipment, good coaches, like in the Catholic school like association, like we were like the underdogs, you know what I'm saying, like we was like those kids like from the inner city.
Yeah.
Or you got like other kids from like nice neighborhoods and stuff like that. So like while kids in the city's probably looking at us like we privileged, like
Yeah.
other we're looked down upon
Yeah.
inside the league, and like it's just like it's similar to like how it is over here at AIC. But in high school we was dominant. My freshman year, I played on a freshman football team. We went undefeated. I think we lost one game. We was the number one. We was the number one team though. My sophomore year, we played JV, and then we had an undefeated championship.
We got undefeated. A championship at JV?
Yeah, JV. We were undefeated. My junior year, unfortunately, we played inside the championship. We lost. My senior year, went to the championship. We won.
Yeah. Who y'all playing the championship? Y'all lost to these?
Yo, it's crazy. We played against, when I was in high school, prior to 2016, like the year I came in.
Yeah.
I think even the year before that, we played against Step in like 4 out of the 5 past years.
So that was when Trill Williams and Kobe was over there, huh?
Yeah, I think Kobe was there the year he left the year that I came in.
Okay, yeah.
But Trill Williams, I believe he plays for the Dolphins right now.
Yeah.
I didn't personally play against him, but I watched them play. You know, he's a good football player. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah. Could you tell like he was like a different league, like on a different level even when you was watching him?
Yeah, but we had some nice dudes too. Like we had like Elijah Jones. He's in Mass. He plays for Boston College. We had a kid named Lucas Nunez. He went to Sacred Heart. We had Tonio Kokolo right now. I think he went to JMU right now. I think he's at Monmouth. So like we had multiple players like that year. Like the league, our league was just stacked. You know what I'm saying? But I watched his tape and it was just like he was wilding. I'm not even gonna lie, but like it was just like the whole entire league that year was just like a different brand of football. So it was really exciting to watch and seeing those dudes and seeing the dudes on my team especially. You know what I'm saying? And trying to like, you know, be on that stage. Like even before I came to the school, like just saying like, oh snap, like they playing, you know, at Fordham University, they playing at like, you know what I'm saying, different places and different stages, and I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, I aspired to be on that level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you lost a step in that year, junior year?
Yeah, we lost by like, I think like 10 points. We was up 2 in the first half. It's funny because I ain't gonna lie, my coach, he benched me and my boy Tafari. We was both starting safeties. He benched us like the whole first half.
Wow.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, my coach, he was like, you know, one of them like, how I say, like, he was having a discipline.
Yeah.
So like, I forgot what happened. I think we were supposed to be at the school at like 9-10 a.m. We play at like 6 p.m. So like I came at like 10:30. I see your coach out here. I want to go Modell's, get me a long sleeve. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's break outside. I wasn't trying to play, you know, no sleeves is break. So I was like, my boy Tafari, I think it was snowing earlier that week, and then we moved practice from outside to inside. We was practicing for like 3-4 hours. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm telling you, we would start practice like 3. We would leave, get home. We would leave at like 8. My boy me and Don Drew went to the same high school if you didn't know, so he can attest to that. We was leaving at like 8 p.m. I ain't even gonna lie. It was tough, you know what I'm saying? It did benefit us in the long run, but we had moved that practice inside because it was snowing like OD. My boy Tafari, I think he snuck out. He went back home. Yeah, so he benched us the whole first half. And then we came in. And then they, you know what I'm saying, started doing anything or whatever. Yeah, like they just kept their foot on the gas. Like we got kind of content. Cause we was up, and then we just lost.
Who'd you beat your senior year?
We played Step. We played them. We beat them. We beat them 27 to like I think it was like either 27 or 30 like to like 6 or 7. Yeah, we did it to them.
We did it to them.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, my class, we did it to them. Like my freshman year, we beat them. Junior year, my sophomore year, we played them in the JV championship. We sent them home crying.
So they was one of the ones that was like a real rival.
Yeah, it was still right. It was a real rivalry. My coach wasn't even saying their name. We just said them boys up north because they from New Rochelle. So he just say up north. He don't be saying their name for real.
So is it like championship time? Y'all know like we probably gonna play Step in that.
Yo, it's crazy because like we was like, cause regular season we wouldn't really be doing our thing. Sometimes like we would be getting. Sometimes teams they might do it to us, and then playoff comes in. It's like we turn into different demons. We played like St. Anthony's my junior year. They had us at their homecoming. They did us dirty. You know what I'm saying? It was laughing at us. So it got to the point they backed our cameras. We backed our cameras in front of us, recording us. And I'm telling you, we was heated. We was like, what's up with y'all? Like, no, I'm saying he's about to get it on. Like, we arguing and stuff. We heated. And I remember that day, and then it's just all of us in the locker room. And my boy Soph, he was in my class. He went to University of Houston. Right now, I think he's at New Hampshire. I think he's at some HBCU in Virginia. I don't know. Hampton.
Hampton, okay.
He's at Hampton right now, and he was just giving us a speech like, "Yo, we gotta lock in, gotta move militant, because if I don't move militant, then how like my team is gonna move militant, and like how we gonna be successful if you know what I'm saying, if I'm not trying to strive for success, then I'm not trying to help my brother, like, cause if I'm not trying to eat, then how my brother get recruited, you know what I'm saying? So like it was real emotional, and then he was just talking to us, and then after that we just started moving different, and then we went into this to the semi-final game, and I think we was the last seed, and we had to play St. Anthony's. They was number one in the state. Number one team in the state. They was throwing up crazy numbers offensively. They had dudes. They had a bunch of dudes, like, really good football players. We came in there, it was raining Friday night. Even one of my mains, they said that they told they faculty and staff and stuff, like, not to pull up, because like it's about to be easy dub. Y'all don't even gotta come.
They was talking crazy.
They say they faculty, like, don't even come. This about to be easy dub. You know what I'm saying? We about to whoop him. And we came out there, it's raining, and you know what I'm saying, we on the 50. We looking at each other. So we looking at them, they looking at us. We looking at them like, yo, we about to do it to y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was personal, and you know what I'm saying. If I show you some tapes after this, like, the floor is like, it's like you in the water. Like, if you take a step, it's splashing. And then we just came, and we was just beating on them. And then they, you know what I'm saying, they came back a little bit. They was threw a few touchdowns. We ended the game off. My boy Sophie threw it to another receiver named Esco. And they threw it to, like, seal the game, to, like, run the clock out or whatever. And then we ended up winning. I think the score was either 26-25 or 25-24. Yeah, he was lit. He was lit that weekend. We was lit that whole entire week. And then we had to go play stat. We was preparing for that. And that was that. Yeah.
Dang, bro. Like, what's the most yards you ever had in the game?
Most yards I've had in the game?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't really too big on watching stats in high school. But I would say probably like 140.
140? Who you put that up on?
Huh?
Who you put that up on?
It was a team called Chaminade. They was from, I think, Staten Island. But I predominantly played defense, though. So I was playing safety, and they would just throw me in a running back, get a few carries in there. We had one running back. His name is Jalen Smith. I think right now he's in Kansas. I don't know. I think he's in the JUCO. He was real good, but unfortunately his grades wasn't the best. So he went JUCO.
What's the recruiting process for you, like, man? As you mentioned, like, it's hard for New York football players to get recruited. You go to the Cardinal Hayes of the world to get recruited. What was your recruiting process like? I assume your grades was good, right? It was 30?
It was okay. It was enough for me to, like, you know what I'm saying, to accept a scholarship. I wasn't, like, you know what I'm saying, I was a straight A student.
What was your GPA?
Like 2.4.
2.4?
Yeah.
Better than mine.
I had like a 2.4.
Yeah.
It was actually, I was blessed. The recruiting process, I was extremely blessed, like, cause I came and I'm playing safety. So my junior year, I think my sophomore year going to my junior year, we go to Lawrence First and Go Camp. We had a kid named Kadir White. He was playing offensive tackle, and he had a scholarship. He had mad scholarships, but I think he committed to Syracuse. So we had the Syracuse coach there, Coach Moreau. He was coaching, like, the nickels and the safeties. So I went to Lawrence First and Go, and then my head coach introduced me to him. And he was just following me around, watching me do drills and stuff. That time my backpedaling stuff wasn't too smooth, but they just liked me because I was a good athlete, and I was running track in high school. So I had, like, good times. I was running with the older cats, so we was running a relay team. And then they was just watching me, and they was just like, they was kind of interested, just recording videos and stuff like that. And then that year with track, I was running with Elijah Jones, Lucas Nunez, and Jose Franco. Jose Franco right now, I think he graduated with Bass University. He was running track and playing football. Lucas Nunez was running track, and Elijah Jones, he ran a 4.4 laser time at the combine at the Adidas Combine. He also went to
high school.
yeah. I think he also qualified for like the 200-meter dash, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like while we also qualified for like the relay for the 4x1 and 4x2, he qualified for individual, which is like much more difficult.
Yeah.
So that year, I think I ran outdoor with them in a nationals. So we came in fourth place. So we was fourth place out the whole nation. So we was all Americans and stuff like that. It was a great experience. We was in I think South Carolina in a hotel. All the kids, we all was in the same hotel. So like it was just nothing but vibes. We was chilling. It was lit. And we ran, and I was just like, I was lit. Like I was a youngin.
Yeah.
I was a sophomore, so I'm like, yo, this is a great experience. I got coaches looking at me, and I played my junior season. I had good tape, and then went to the Rutgers camp, and then I had caught Sacred Heart. Then I caught Sacred Heart in Delaware State University. Before the season started, I had 3 offers at Sacred Heart, Syracuse, and then Sacred Heart. In Delaware State, my fault if I didn't say that. And then this was before my upcoming senior season. I tried to commit to Syracuse, but they said, yo, I went to the campus, stuff like that. They said, unfortunately, we don't have anyone on the table. You know how a lot of colleges, they over-offer players and stuff like that. So they said, we have 2 safety in the nickel right now, so we don't have no money on the table. So he just told me to focus in on my season. I was like, all right, cool. And, you know, I was trying to like get the FBS, so like trying to go Power 5 and stuff like that. I wasn't really too interested in like, you know, playing FCS football. And then I go into after my senior year, I was expecting like bigger O's. I had caught LIU, being an NEC, and I caught Central Connecticut as my last offer. And I just decided like, you know, I'm gonna roll the dice here. I'm gonna try to go prep, and then try to, you know, summer go to camps and stuff like that. Cause I didn't go to too many camps my junior year. I didn't really have to, but I didn't go to too many camps, and then I was thinking to go to camps and then, you know, get another year of filming and try to go FVS. And then I went to prep school in Connecticut, but unfortunately COVID happened. Unfortunately, but fortunately COVID happened. So then after COVID happened, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have no football season. I was trying to contact the other schools I was in contact with prior. They just say, oh, you know, money's tight right now. COVID money was tight. So then Coach K, I think my coach, he texted me saying, you're interested in going D2? At this point, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I need some, you know what I'm saying? I can't go out like that, so. So then he texted Coach CJ, and then got me into him, AIC, so the Coach K and stuff like that. Voila.
You ain't have no other D2s, like when you coming off the prep school?
Nah, I didn't. I was not talking to, I wasn't talking to D2s before I went to prep school.
You wasn't talking to no, so when you come out from the prep school, there was nobody who had no money for you?
I mean, I wasn't really too interested in the D2s, so like.
I'm talking about even D1, like, ain't nobody else?
Sacred Heart had re-offered me, but I tried to commit, and it was like, yo, they was just, you know, moving kind of weird. So that was that. But nah, I wasn't really in contact with other, for some reason, I wasn't really in contact with D2s, I'm be honest. I was just trying to talk to D1s. And then it just got to a point, I think my coach, he just texted because he knew Coach CJ. And I was like, yo, it's about to be signing day. Let me just, you know what I'm saying, take this. And, you know what I'm saying, I'm here.
Did you take a visit up here or you just committed?
Nah, I think I took a visit up here.
Yeah?
Yeah, they was just talking about, like, the package and stuff like that, so. And then I think I signed, like, the following week.
Take the visit up here. What's your first thought? You took a visit to the Syracuses and other places?
Yeah.
So I had you die early. I said, yo, like, because he had visits to Tennessee, Ohio State.
Yeah, because he went to EHO. They was visiting a bunch of schools.
So you visiting all these schools and you seeing, like, amazing facilities, right? Great campuses, so many people. You get here, it's a relatively small school, not the best locker room. At the time, we got a better locker room now. Small school, not too many people.
Exactly.
Small classes. What's your thought process on it at the time?
I mean, like you know what I'm saying, like, probably, you know, you see all these extravagant campuses, and it just reminds you, like had I, like, you know, jumped on things earlier, I probably could have been at those locations. But I look at it as a blessing, because remember when I told you, like, COVID, that 2020, that's when I started to change for the better as, like, a person, not just for football. And I feel like the way I changed, it benefited me not just for football, but also long term as a man. So like, I feel like those benefits outweigh any football decision I could have made. So I'm really glad that happened. I just think, like, you know, had I went to college that year, I don't think I'll be the way I am right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'll be the way I
I
am
think you'll
right
be
now.
like a wild boy.
Sound like that. So.
Because you at college and everything, you ain't had a transformation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I just look at it as a blessing. That's something that, that you're grateful for. As Muslims, we look at it not just in this life, we also believe in the hereafter,
Yeah.
that everybody be destined to, either paradise, or eternal punishment. So
Yeah.
we just look at it as that. And I just feel like that decision was like beneficial for me, not just for in this life, but also the hereafter. So
How was your visit to Syracuse, man? What other visits did you take?
we went on 2 visits to Syracuse. We went as a school, then I went on a camp, and then I went to Rutgers multiple times.
Yeah.
Went to Rutgers multiple times. Coach Joseph was talking to me. I think he's in Texas right now.
Yeah.
Went to Rutgers, went to Syracuse, went to LIU, went to Central Connecticut.
Yeah.
Was at Sacred Heart. With Stony Brook.
Yeah.
Fordham University. It was different, you know what I'm saying?
What's your best visit you think you had? Like the most fun? Like, all right, I love this campus. I love it.
Oh, when I went, I mean, Syracuse was smooth, but like I didn't go on official over there.
Okay, yeah.
I went on my official when I went to Central.
Okay.
I went on my official when I went to LIU too, but LIU, I'm be honest, it was kind of like boring to me.
Yeah.
It's in Long Island, so it wasn't too excited for me. I went to Central, it was vibes.
Yeah.
I was over there, I'm not gonna speak too much on that, but
Yeah.
but it was lit. It was fun. But then I had made a decision, like I think the following, like probably 3 days later, I said, yo, I'm about to go prep. Like I already thought about it.
Yeah.
We was already in the process, but I didn't put all my eggs in one basket. I didn't tell him that.
Yeah.
I wanted like go on a visit first before I make my decision.
Yeah.
So
What was the name of the prep that you was gonna go to?
it was Capital Prep, Harbor,
Capital Prep. Yeah.
in Bridgeport. I barely even was at the school because it was COVID, so we was online.
How long was you there for? Like, how long was
Something
you
like-
actually?
Bro, like a year. It wasn't even really a year though. It was like a few months. You know what I'm saying? Came in September, and then we left like I think like early, but like I said, like it was on a laptop, so I barely was in CT. I was in the crib, so it was.
How long was you able to be in CT though? Like before the COVID stuff started popping on?
I mean, I wasn't. I probably went to that school. I counted my fingers, bro. Like
Yeah.
like when I went on a central visit. I had visited the school because they both in CT, so me and my dad said we're gonna stop at Capital Prep, see the head coach and stuff like that, and then we're gonna go to the Central Connecticut visit. And I went to that school like probably a few times. I wasn't really there too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, bro. Cause I went to a prep school. It wasn't COVID. We got scammed.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me that. It was that was crazy.
Crazy, bro.
That was crazy.
Crazy. I would have. I ain't gonna lie. I'd probably been at Syracuse too. Syracuse, the coach was talking about Hampton. HBCU would have been cool, but Syracuse. Hampton got a nice program too when it comes to communications, but Syracuse, I was the D1 ball too, man. The FBS ball, the flying every weekend, the away games.
All that stuff excited us.
Yeah, that's exciting, bro. The D2 is more, it don't come with the glitz and glamour, so you really got to love this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you really got to love this thing. Where's your motivation from the football standpoint coming? We talked about your faith earlier and the motivation for you to become a better you. You talk about you growing up in a Muslim household, but the only reason why you took it as serious as you take it now is because for you. For you to be a better person for you.
Yeah.
What is the reason that you want to be a better football player?
I mean, at first it was like, yo, I'm trying to make 10 out of 5. And just stunt, you know what I'm saying, stunt for the city.
Yeah.
Like, show, like, you know what I'm saying, could do something different.
Yeah.
And just, like, be rich, you know what I'm saying, live my life and, like, be lit. And, like I remember one time I went on a visit when I was going on to Sacred Heart. We passed by, like I think it's, like, a yacht or something like that, like, some wavy boats. I'm talking to my pops, like, yo, I'm going to get that boat, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, it's funny how, like, my whole process transformed. And now, it's more so, like, so it's less geared towards myself and more so towards like trying to put on for my hometown, my religion, you know what I'm saying, my parents' country, trying to put on for the community and just trying to show that, anyone could do it and just trying to be like an advocate for like what I believe in. Also trying to bring change and positive energy and just good vibes. So like now it's kind of changed. Before it was more like it was more for myself. Now it's more for like the community and the people in society. So I say that's when like the motivation right now is changing, and I feel like this change in motivation has a higher energy outsource. You know what I'm saying? So like you can't once you even if you make it, you still gonna want to help more people. Had I just like want to do it for myself, like as a person might get rich, they might be content. So like now, like if God willing, if I do make it now, it's gonna be more sort towards helping others.
Do you necessarily still want to go to the league?
Of course, like I still want to make it.
Yeah.
But just like after that COVID, it just my eyes opened up entirely about life in general.
Yeah.
So I still grind, if not harder, but it's more so like now I'm thinking like, what if I don't?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Is life over?
Yeah.
Is the world over?
No.
Nah, it's not over. I still gotta continue. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta strive to be who I am and be better than what I was yesterday. So.
Have you ever been to your parents' country?
Last year was my first time.
Yeah, how was that experience, man?
It was smooth. It was cool. I got a bunch of family, so I got a bunch of family. My grandfathers, both of them had 4 wives.
Yeah.
My mother, she have like 15 siblings.
Yeah.
If not more, I think she has like probably 18.
So you got a lot of cousins, huh?
Yeah, and then my pops, his side, he got like 14, 15.
I think you went this past summer, huh?
Yeah.
You was on Instagram recording, right? Like your cousins and stuff? Was that you?
I mean, well, I got probably.
Yeah, I think that was.
Probably,
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it was smooth. It was like, it was a whole different experience.
Yeah.
And then I went like a few. I think like we came returning back right before camp.
Yeah.
So like I was a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I was a little bit tired because you travel like that.
Yeah.
Because we traveled to Guinea and then we was traveling within Guinea. So you know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of families, so we had to visit a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
So I was fatigued and stuff like that. But it was a good experience though.
Yeah.
It was an eye opener, you know what I'm saying? Like you see like little things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like some places like they don't got like you take a shower, you gotta fill up your water. You gotta fill up your bucket. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fill up your bucket and then you go to the shower.
Yeah.
Or you gotta fill up your bucket and then they heat it up. They heat up the water or whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you take the hot water and you gotta take like another like probably like something like to scoop water.
Yeah.
And then you wash it up and you gotta pour it instead of just, just standing in the shower.
Yeah.
Water just flowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't got that, you know what I'm saying? You got I mean, it's not like how the media portrays it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's not OD crazy. Like some places in Guinea, like it's super nice. Like you got some people living in cribs bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? Bigger than cribs biggest cribs I've ever seen, you know what I'm saying? And then you got some people really living in the gutters, you know what I'm saying? So it's both ways. The media sometimes they just portray like the negative side.
Yeah.
Or they probably go like deep inside like the indigenous parts of Africa.
Yeah.
And they probably record people like who haven't been like in contact with other people in a long time.
Yeah.
It's not like that, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's still civilized, but it's just some places where like they got it tough. You know what I'm saying? So it was an eye opener both ways to let me know like to be humble and be grateful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got kids, like some kids like they don't got too many clothes.
Yeah.
Not a lot of kids, they just got a few pairs of slippers.
Mhm.
Some people like they getting money how they can, but the way they act, you wouldn't know that they don't got it though, cause they will give you their lies.
Yeah.
They will tell you like, come over, like let's eat this meal together,
Yeah.
not knowing that was their first and last meal of the day. So like it's just like it's authentic, it's real vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's good character, that's hospitality all the way at its finest. So it just makes you extremely grateful. It's an eye opener. It makes you want to strive harder. You know what I'm saying? It made me want to strive harder to try to help my family in the future.
Yeah.
And that's that.
What's some of the good foods right over there, man?
I mean, I don't know if y'all know, Acheke.
What's that?
It's like kind of like rice. And they got some Toko Loco, which is like sweet plantains.
Okay.
They got sobo, which is like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like beef.
Yeah.
So it's like it's different food. My mom be making it back home, so it's not like it was like different food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like you get it from the source, like it's fresh food.
Yeah.
So it was cool. You see a bunch of different things, and I think when I went back to like, cause we was in the city, so then we went back to my grandfather's, my parents' village.
Yeah.
But it was at like their community, like their neighborhood type. It's like a regular like city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Except it's not as like a, how I say, it's probably not as packed, I guess.
Yeah.
Or not as like, it's not as big, I guess. Say it like that. And we just in my grandfather's place. He had multiple houses, and back in the backyard, they had like a bunch of cows and animals and livestock. So I'm just like, oh snap. You know, I'm up close with these animals. It was cool, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different experience. You know what I'm saying? It's a wholesome experience.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you out of here soon. I want to talk about your injury, man. You forget what game that was. That Bentley.
Oh yeah, Bentley. Yeah.
Yeah, with your shoulder.
Yeah.
How was that process for you, man? Like, was that the first time you ever been seriously injured?
Like in game.
Yeah. Like just not in game necessarily, but like where you have to like take some time off.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. In high school, I messed up my hamstring pretty bad.
Yeah.
I kept like trying to play on it. I think track. We was running track, and then I tweaked it, and then we went to Penn relays. Then the practice back. I think that whole week we rested for like a day.
Yeah.
So then we came back from Penn relays, and then we rested for like a day. We was back on the track. Cause my coach was all about in the beginning of the season about working hard.
Yeah.
And then he was easing up in championship season, so we was working hard. Tweaked it again, and then that outdoor season in my junior year, this is going into my senior year. Like I just my hamstring was in shambles. And then went to a Wagner camp. I was speaking to Pitt at the time, so Pitt was gonna be at the Wagner camp, so I was doing drills and stuff, bowling out. Went to 1-on-1s, and it just went sour.
Yeah.
Felt like it was on fire. I couldn't really walk. After that, I couldn't walk. You know what I'm saying? So I was limping, and then I did PT.
Yeah.
And then going to my senior year, I was 100, but then it was still bothering me my senior year.
Yeah.
I still managed to play. You know what I'm saying? I still ate.
Yeah.
But I see my hamstring. That was one of the.
That was the worst injury in your shoulder.
Yeah, the shoulder, surprisingly, like I separated my shoulder. You was at the game, right?
Yeah.
You saw it, or did you see it? How it looked crazy? Because I didn't really look at it.
Your shoulder looked. I didn't really think anything was wrong until like your pads came off. Like I just thought.
No, did you see it without the pads? How it looked?
I never seen it.
Oh, when I was running, as you know, that this is like first quarter. I think running pin and pole, running power. So I'm running, and we had to like within like the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Plug in, and then I'm running, I get the ball. I just cut backside. One cut. Make a miss. Make another cut. Jaheim he's blocking the guy, like towards me, and I cut right under him. So Jaheim he moves him out the way, and I just see nothing but green grass. I'm running. The Kone had like a good angle on the other side, so I ran for like 60, and he trips me up out of bounds, and I just fall in it. Shoulder first. I fell for like 5 yards. I'm running.
Yeah.
So I fell for like 5. I'm running for like another 5. Like after he tripped me up, and I just boom hit my shoulder and my joint. I didn't know. I never felt like that before. So it felt like a stinger, but a stinger that wouldn't move. So I'm like, yo, bro. My joint tweaking. I get up. I'm trying to get back in. I'm like, yo, my joint tweaking. They called Jess. She said, take off your pads. I'll take it off. They take it off. They helped me take it off. I couldn't really take it off. She look at my joint stiff as hell. It's just like inside. I'm like, what the hell? She like, oh, it's dislocated. I'm like, oh, I'm like, nah, boy, that's crazy. And then she's trying to put it back in place. She's having difficulties with it. And then they called the other trainer, and then he came along, and then he like pulls my arm, and it felt like one of the best feelings ever. Like he pulls it out, and it's like, tss, and it just clicked back. I was like, ooh, that felt good.
Yeah.
I moved around, I'm like, I felt Gucci.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, you done. I'm like, nah, you bugging. I'm like, in there, like, you bugging.
Yeah.
And then after that, she said, no, we're going to do it. You're going to put ice on it. We're gonna have you test at halftime.
Yeah.
Move my shoulder around. I felt good. I'm tired. I feel good. And then she was just saying, like, it's adrenaline and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting back in here. So I'm playing. And then that's when halftime come. She put the ice on. Once she put the ice, it just got hella stiff.
Yeah.
Got hella stiff. I couldn't really move it like that when she put the ice on. Halftime came, and I forgot who told me. I think Rabah, somebody told me, like, yo, just chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm just going to chill.
Yeah.
Because we was doing it to them that Bentley game, too. So it wasn't. She said, we're not going to have you come in second last game, and our record is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? It's no purpose.
Yeah.
So then that was that. And then I think like 2 weeks. 2 weeks was a drag. 3 weeks later, I was benching.
Yeah.
It didn't really feel crazy. It just sometimes like it would be kind of stiff.
Yeah.
It'll click a little bit. Besides that, I feel good though. I ain't have no surgery, nothing. Just did a little PT, a little stretch, a little bit. Now it's Gucci.
That's good, man. I want to ask you, man. I'm gonna get you out of on this. I want to ask you, what you major in?
International business. I'm thinking about doing double major though.
Yeah, well, what?
Sociology.
What's international business? Talk about what you want to do with that.
International business, like you could do many things with it. Like you could, like many companies nowadays, they thinking about moving, expanding globally.
Yeah.
So you have like companies such as like Target. They, you know what I'm saying, they're global.
Yeah.
Amazon, global.
Yeah.
You got different companies like that are now trying to go global because they see the benefits in other countries. Because in the United States we have like a very high minimum wage compared to other countries. So if they could like go to different countries and then outsource workers over there or just establish companies over there and then make income.
Yeah.
It could be it's beneficial for many companies. Like the value of the U.S. dollar, unfortunately, right now is decreasing, but in many other countries, it's still well respected.
Yeah.
So like, a U.S. company could go to another country and then they could really like blow up over there.
Yeah.
So many companies they want to have like advisors and people that know like the international field and know like the government of other countries, and also like how to deal with international trade and foreign affairs and tariffs and quotas and things of that nature and all these other aspects of business and the international scale. So I feel like it would benefit me since it's such a broad type of degree. I could also like dwindle down to just regular business, you know what I'm saying? Because I know international business on a macro level, so I could also dive down into the micro level. So that's why I decided to pursue international business.
That's dope, man. What's the reason for double majoring on sociology?
Because I also want to have like a plan like B. Because business is like, you know what I'm saying, it's like it's finance and stuff like that. Sociology is like interaction with others. So if I can make money doing sociology and then probably do business on the side, you know what I'm saying, that would be cool. So whatever really works out for me, whatever I really feel more intrigued by, I'll probably continue to pursue. And business is something that you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket for. You know what I'm saying? You could still work your job and still have like a business on the side. So that's why I decided. I'm deciding now, like I would like to double major.
And what's your welcome to college moment, man? Football wise and academic wise.
The first day I came.
Yeah.
First day I came with my fam. I just came in with a purpose, like I said in the beginning. I came in with the intention of like coming in and just lighting it up.
Yeah.
On all spheres, all cylinders. So I want to come in and just like be like just want to impact this campus in a beneficial way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put on for my religion, for my town, for my family, for my background, everything. So I say the first day I stepped on for Fort Camp, I just came with a purpose, like, you know what I'm saying? And I came in, pads came on, you know how that went. I just came in, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to boil.
Yeah.
So I just came in like feeling my name gonna be known.
Yeah.
And I'm still striving on that. You know what I'm talking about in the league wise though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm trying to like cause havoc this year.
Yeah.
So I just want to help our team. Hopefully, we do well this year, God willing.
Yeah.
Just want to ball out, and I'm saying win the championship.
What's your welcome to college moment, academic wise?
Academically, I would say college is pretty. College not that difficult.
Yeah.
Compared to high school, I feel like high school is more difficult because like we in school for like 5 days a week for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Over here, you know what I'm saying, we got 1 or 2 classes a day, so it's smooth and stuff like that. I feel like it's relatively easy. It's just whether or not you do all the work at once, or if you procrastinate and wait till the last second.
No big essays first couple weeks or days where it's like, oh.
I mean, my school was pretty tough, so like it kind of prepared us. That's what like a lot of kids were saying when they graduated and came back to our school. Even the teachers in my summer high school, they were just saying like our school prepares you for college. Like I think we had like a 99 percentage, like 99% graduation rate.
Yeah.
98% of those graduates went to college.
Yeah.
So, we was prepared. We had the utensils and the tools in order to succeed
Yeah.
at the college level. I mean, the thing is with also private schools, like if you don't get your grades right, get your act right, they're going
to get you out of there.
Exactly. So that's why, the graduation rate was pretty high, because if you're not on track, they're going to pack you up. So
pack you up.
Yeah, so that was that. But I say they really did prepare us. So anything over here is like, it's easy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's regular.
Sidiki, brother.
Told you.
I appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
Appreciate you.
We've been trying to get this done. I want you to keep going with your faith, man.
Of course.
You're a very knowledgeable brother.
Appreciate you.
You're a very humble brother.
Appreciate Appreciate you.
You know what I mean? You continue to try to strive and learn. Even before sitting down with you, I could tell that seeing you, you want to strive and learn to be the best self possible you can be for your faith, for you, for your family, for your community, for your country. You just want to be the best you. You know what I mean? You always want to learn football-wise. Even about your teammates, you want to learn. You're just a sponge. You always want to learn, pick up something. So keep going with that, man. Keep going striving with it. You gonna be the first one in your family to graduate college? Your mom and dad graduated?
My father, he went to the University of Egypt.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the year he was there, the foreign students, I think the second year he was there, the foreign students, they had like a, you know what I'm saying, they protested. So unfortunately, they said, yo, all the foreign guys, they gotta leave.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to graduate. My mother, she didn't attend.
So you're gonna be the first one to graduate in your family?
God, well, I got my older brother and older sister. My older sister, she's about to graduate, so she might graduate before me, but we first generation now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey man, that's big, bro.
Yeah.
So you got a responsibility to keep this thing going, academically, football wise. Yeah. I know if there's anybody, man, you're gonna be able to get it done. You know what I mean? So, brother, just keep going. We're gonna have a good season this year. You're gonna ball out. You know what I mean, we might see Sidiki both ways out there, safety and running back. You try and get that 2-1 back. You can go 3.
I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, I'm thinking about going single digit. I do like number 3. Number 3 looks smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go single digit. I mean, single digit or the 2-1, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either or.
What inspires you to get the 2-1?
The 2-1, it's not nothing. I mean, I wore my junior year, but I ain't gonna lie, high school I actually won number 2.
Yeah.
Majority of the time I won number 2.
What inspires number 3?
Number 3, I just changing in thought. I just like the way number 3 looked. You know what I'm saying? So.
And what's the reason you got number 2 in high school?
Number 2? Yo, funny part, so number 2 was like, it's funny because it's like, it was kind of like the last single digit number available. Yeah. And then just got to the point I just stuck with it. It was a deuce. Yeah. And there was a lot of players that wore number 2 in my high school. Like we had Timothy Poindexter. He went to the University of Delaware. Yeah. And he was balling over there. Yeah. He won number 2. He played safety. We had another kid named Randy. Randy had won number 23 his junior year, but then he won number 2 his senior year. He was playing. I think he was playing corner. Then he moved to safety. Yeah. Right now he graduated at Sacred Heart. He moved back to corner, but a lot of good defensive players were number 2. So I think it was just
continue the legacy.
Yeah, I think it just made its way to me. So I won number 2.
Yeah, Sidiki, brother. Sidiki Kone. Saleem aside, this has been Necessary Conversations. I appreciate y'all for watching.